What is up, guys and gals? It's me, Thomas, Fan01 here, and I actually never thought I'd be making this video this soon. In fact, I thought I would be making this video at the end of this year, not 5 months into it. So, or at least halfway through 5 months into it. So anyways, today we are going to be taking a look at the top 10 Studio Series figures that you should probably get before things get worse with, you know, the global shipping trades and everything of that nature. I'm not going to say that magical word because I'm not going to invoke the wrath of everybody who's upset over it. So, that being said, these are the top 10 figures that you should probably try to find or get before the year is out because of, you know, everything of the nature that's going on. So anyways, starting off with number 10. So coming in at number 10, we have the Studio Series Deluxe Class Hatchet. Now, a lot of people are probably going to say, why is this on this list? Well, this is on this list simply because, well, number one, this is the last of the dreads that you needed. It's a repaint, it's a repaint, not even a remold. It's literally just a repaint with a fixed neck with a swivel here, so it basically is meant to stay on the ground. You can have him standing in robot mode. In fact, when he comes packaged standing straight up. So, I mean, it's not exactly the greatest of looks ever, but I gotta say, with what they did and how they were able to do it, I have to say it looks quite nice. So, now we are going to move on to number 9. Coming back in at number 9 here, we have the Studio Series Rise of the Beasts Double Punch. Now, the reason why he's on this list, once again, very near the bottom, is because he's a repaint. However, I must say, if you're going to go for the army builders and the mass production ones, I gotta say, this guy definitely looks a whole heck of a lot better than the purple Scorponok that they gave us. Don't get me wrong, that purple Scorponok is nice, but this is what we saw in the movie. We did not see, you know, a purple scorpion roaming around on planet Gaia or wherever the heck the Maximals were at the time. So, I mean, not to mention, you know, he is a pretty cool character. There is one downside to owning this figure, which is he cannot physically really hold the weapon. You gotta literally just peg it right on in there. So, I can't say it's the worst one, but I can't say it's the best. But I can say it is at the very least closer to what we got on screen. So, now, coming in at number 8. Coming in at number 8 is once again the kind of deal that we had with Double Punch just previously. And we're going to basically throw this guy under the bus. This guy here at number 8. Where it is the Leader Class Studio Series Ape Link, which is quite an entertaining figure, I must say. However, like Double Punch, it is a repaint, but it is a slight remold, because these are definitely different. This is different. This is different. I mean, there's a lot of things that are different about this figure and this character. Not to mention they added so many different things that you can do to give him the blades. Not to mention, you know, everything of that nature, where it looks pretty badass. So I can't say this is a bad figure to own. So, anyways, now, whereas we're chugging along the list, coming in now at number 7. Coming in at number 7 is actually a figure that I was slightly disappointed with, but very happy to get, because it's a mass-released version, and it's probably going to sit on shelves for a good minute. So, that being said, here we have the Studio Series Deluxe Class Q/Wheeljack. So, or Wheeljack/Q, whichever version it is, I don't think it matters. But the point here is that I am very excited that we have this figure specifically, and I'm just very frustrated in the fact that they did not give us this guy within the first rounds of Studio Series. I would have rather loved a Studio Series Dark of the Moon Q with a little bit more paint on it. I will admit, I wish there was a little bit more paint on it. But, you know, for what we have here, this is a nice mass release of Q. And if you were lucky enough to get the Dark of the Moon version, the actual deluxe class Dark of the Moon version, which we did take a look at, and I will leave a link to it down in the description below, which you can check out. But that one had some issues that were pretty much a product of the time. So the issues with that figure was that the hands were too big, there were way too many accessories, the transformation was a little bit tricky, and if you didn't do it just right, you might have broke your figure. So I mean, fortunately, I did not have that issue. So yeah, but there's that, and if that happened to you, I do apologize, but at the same time, this is a nice alternative because I definitely like this figure, and it looks well with my Dark of the Moon figures. So that I cannot complain about in the slightest. So, and not to mention he looks like Albert Einstein, and he actually looks like a decent Albert Einstein, I might say. So anyways, now we're going to move on to a number 6. Right? Yeah, we're on 6. Now, coming in at number 6 is actually a little squirt that I thought I was going to have to wait a good minute for. And if you guys saw the announcement for it ages ago, like we all did last year, you guys know that this one was allegedly supposed to come out with alongside a different figure that is also from this exact movie. So, anyways, we have the Studio Series Deluxe Class Bumblebee, or B127, or Badassatron, as he likes to say. But point is that this guy is a very, very nice addition. So to start off with this first, he comes with 2 guns, to which, by the way, if you do have the, the Prime Changers version, which was pretty much just the mainline deluxe class, then this guy is definitely, he's a massive step up, but he's got a few things that I don't like as well. But then again, the other one was pretty hollow. It didn't house everything that was supposed to be in, but I digress. The one thing I will say that they did not add was there was no cog feature in the chest, which honestly, I'm sure some third-party company is going to just come along and do that. But, it's going to be an entertaining thing to do. So, anyways, he does come with the 2 guns versus all the other stuff, and it's a nice figure to add to the Transformers 1 collection, which is quite nice. That is growing, and it is going to be continuously growing next year and towards the end of this year. So, anyways, now that we are done with number 6, now we got to get down to number 5. And just alongside being released next to him, we also had the Transformers 1 Studio Series Voyager class Sentinel Prime, which I am very, very excited that we still have this. And not to mention, this guy is now finally starting to show up at Targets and a lot of other places that it normally hasn't shown up quite yet. But my point being is that this character is quite nice. Not to mention, we have the battle mode that goes on with this. We also have the pop-outable mask that literally comes out from the bottom here that literally covers up his face. So, I mean, literally, there's so many nice little things that they added with this character. My one complaint, if I have to truly complain, is that he did not come with a sword. But then again, I don't really think that's a big issue. So if you are able to afford this guy, literally, I would suggest you go get him. So literally, give it a crack, take a look at it. It's going to be nice. So now, on to a number 4. Now, taking this spot here at number 4 is actually a figure that I had sitting in the ranking for number 1, but my personal heart could not bear to break that not even to break what I was doing. My heart could not allow me to keep this one at number 1. However, I do have to say this is a very, very solid figure for you to pick up. So please do not forget to pick up the Transformer Studio Series 86 Galvatron. Now, my reason for this guy being in number 4, before you guys complain and before you guys get irritated and mad and why is he number 4? Okay, my reasoning for this is that this is the 5th time this figure has been mass released, okay? First, we had Kingdom. Then we had Legacy, then we had 2 different Gen Selects, and now we have this one. So this is why it is sitting at number 4 and it's not sitting at a higher ranking and or the number 1 spot. because the more I looked into it, the more frustrated and angry I got at this thing. Not because it exists and because it's sitting in front of me, and we have a Studio Series 86 Galvatron that was based off, that, was pretty much just the Kingdom Galvatron repackaged again and again and again. But my point being is that they definitely took their time. They crafted some paints. They definitely gave this thing the nice paint that it deserved, and I definitely can say it's a nice upgrade to the Kingdom Galvatron, to which we did take a look between the two, and I definitely got to say this one knocked it out of the park in terms of that. So honestly, if this thing had not been mass released 5 times, this would honestly be sitting at the number 1 spot. But because Hasbro decided to pretty much just continuously beat a dead horse, I was frustrated with it entirely. So anyways, here we are, coming in now at number 3. And coming in at number 3 is actually the next 3 spots. The top 3 are actually kind of more brand new figures, and if you're able to find them, great. Congratulations, I appreciate that. That's awesome. But if you're able to manage to figure out where this ends up being at some point, definitely grab it. Here we have the Studio Series 86 Scrapper. And this is the first in the Devastator series that they're doing for the Studio Series 86 Devastator. That is coming. We are managing to scrape them all together. However, we're going to probably run into some issues with the Commander class figure that's going on. But anyways, I digress. So in terms of this guy, the reason why he's sitting at number 3 and not number 2 is because number 2 I'm going to say this. Number 2 is more animation accurate. They went for animation accuracy on this guy as well, but I feel like this guy should have been maybe a deluxe class, not a Voyager in price point. So, I mean, he's definitely around the size of a deluxe class ish. Maybe not. Okay. Well, maybe not that one. But the point is that this guy is a little bit smaller than he should be. However, the other guy who's going to be taking the spot of number 2, I gotta say he definitely takes it just a little bit more. So, anyways, coming in now at number 2. And coming in at number 2, if you guys didn't already know that I was dropping the subtle hints, here we have the Studio Series 86 Bone Crusher. And I gotta say, I do love these Devastator figures. I can't get enough of them, and I'm just super stoked that we're getting Studio Series 86 Devastator at all. And, I can definitely see them retooling a Studio Series 86 Devastator pack into the Generation 2. I can also picture them doing some more stuff with Gen Selects, so, I can totally understand that. Anyways, this guy, the reason why he's at number 2 is because, A, his transformation isn't pure hell, and also getting him into combined mode is not pure hell, and also, I gotta say, I do appreciate the fact that this guy is a deluxe class and not a Voyager, because, take note, these guys are roughly the same height. Bone Crusher might be a hair taller. So I gotta say Bone Crusher is like literally taller in terms of the head, not in terms of the scoop and all of the other stuff in the back there. So I definitely can say that if these guys are all going to be the same size roughly, then why are you bothering to give us this type of deal, But anyways, I must say it could be worse, but at the same time, I love it and I'm excited for it. So now we have to go on to number 1. And coming in at number 1 is actually a figure a lot of people are probably going to get angry at me for, but you know what? It's my channel, and I am going to run it the way that I want to and the way that my brain sees fit. So this is going to be my number 1 figure for you guys I would recommend you going and picking up at the very least, or at least trying to pick up, and that would be the Transformers Studio Series Age of Extinction Optimus Prime. Now, hold your horses, people. Shh. Hold your horses. I know what you're all about to say. He's so unpainted. How could you make him number 1? Listen. This is the definitive mold now for the Age of Extinction Optimus Prime. I absolutely hated the leader class Last Night and Age of Extinction Optimus Primes. I also disliked the premiere version of Optimus Prime, which if you were broke, you could go to Target and get the Silver Knight version, which was basically that one in different colors. I wanted that one because it didn't look absolutely garbage on my shelf. However, as years went on, it did look worse and worse on my shelf. And then the Last Night came out, and they announced, oh, we're just going to repaint the leader class from Age of Extinction. And I'm like, why would you do that? And then they announced that they were going to do the Voyager class, which is a smidge taller than this one, I will admit. However, this is where I know things are going to get really cool. This is going to get a premium version for the 15th anniversary. You all know what that magic number looks like because they did it for 2007 and they obviously did it for Revenge of the Fallen. And next year, they're going to end up doing it for Dark of the Moon. So I gotta say, this is quite an interesting thing. So please be aware, this guy's probably going to get some better paint. There's probably going to be a secondary release of this guy that's going to be basically just this guy with more paint on it. Or they'll do a battle damaged version one. I don't know what the whole thing will be, but my gut tells me that this is one of the best figures for 2025 for you to go purchase and add to your collection. Because if this backpack also bugs you, just untab these, like I was fiddling with them off camera, and then you literally can just remove the backpack. It's not a big deal. You can even take the backpack, remove it, and it still looks good. Not to mention, this is what the back looks like. This is a little bit of a deep joke on everybody as well. This is what the back is supposed to look like on all of his animation models. So, yeah. So now we're going to put this back on here, and I'm going to finish this out with a family portrait, because we all usually know that. That's the idea to do. So, anyways, let's put everything back the way it was. So, there we go. So now, here we have Optimus Prime, as in number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and everybody has to have that the family dog in the photo. So there you have it. There is my list for the top 10 Studio Series figures that you probably should get before the end of this year, or before, maybe not before the end of the year, but you should probably get these before you can't get them. So check your GameStops only for this guy and this guy and this guy. Maybe also Studio Series 86 Galvatron, I don't know, but check your GameStops, check your Targets, check your Walmarts, check Amazon, check Mercari, check your eBays, check everything that you can before you can't. So, anyways, this is Thomas Fan01 saying, do not forget to check out the main channel and all of the cool other top 10 videos that I have made, which I will leave a link to all of that in the description below. And also do not forget to hit that like button, which always definitely helps out the channel as well. And please do not forget to also subscribe to said channel, because this is the kind of stuff that we do on this channel. We do all sorts of fun stuff. And please also do not forget to check out Jordy's Rail videos, Patrick with a Y, iStar552, Bravely GG, Take Along Productions, Riveted Railfan, Riveted Reviews, Skibbity Jacket, Alexander Rothschild. Let's see here, Zaga the Animator, Skibbity Jacket, Marvelous Ball, Lemon Lime Studios, and also Sentinel Edits. So please do not forget to check all of them out. Oh, one more. I almost forgot. Please do not forget to check out our winner for the fan art drawing that we had last month. And do not forget to check out Hubcore as well. So this is Thomas Fana1 saying, do not forget to keep playing with your toys. Goodbye.